Well, Lenny, there are lots of candidates vying for 6 spots on City Council. What do you think makes you a bit different? What distinguishes you from those other candidates?
Yeah, a lot is an understatement. I think this is a record number of people throwing their names into the hat for the race. So it's exciting, but it's also a little overwhelming. So you're right, you have to set yourself apart somehow. I think I'm going to always kind of default to my legal education and my legal career. I think there's a certain skill set that comes with being a lawyer, a certain understanding and comfort level with laws and regulations and legal structure that, it certainly allows me to say that I have something different from the other candidates. Whether it's good or bad or better or worse, I think that's up to the voters to decide.
And what do you think is one of the biggest issues facing Lloydminster? And if you were elected to a 4-year term, what would you do to change it?
Honestly, I am really quite content with the direction the City Council is going. I'm very impressed with how City Council has handled the last several years, the direction they're going, the decisions that they've made, the goals that they've set for themselves. I have no intention of running on a platform of change or criticism or we need to do things differently. I am running on the basis that we need to stay the course. We need to keep doing the good work that's been doing. We need to support our employees at the city. And we just need to do it more, better, faster perhaps, but certainly there's no reason to upset this apple cart. It's rolling great.
But obviously no city is perfect. Have you heard from residents living in the community what some issues are and maybe some steps you take for those?
Absolutely. There's frustration out there. There's frustration over traffic. There's frustration over the lack of public transit. There's frustration over the manner in which some of the decisions have been made at City Council, the amount of money that perhaps has been spent. So there's always going to be critics and there's always room for improvement. So I'm certainly not going to be disinterested in hearing from the voters as to what they feel is important and what they would suggest we might do. I just want to be awfully careful that I don't do it in such a presumptuous way that I'm pretending that I know better, because I don't. I've got a lot to learn still.
And what are your thoughts on Mayor Jeff Mulligan being acclaimed to his 2nd term?
I'm happy for Jeff. I think he's very committed and he's very hardworking, and certainly I've experienced in the last week that a hard-fought campaign can be very time-consuming. And so the fact that he doesn't have to devote the energies to the campaign, I'm happy for our city. I think we've got a mayor who's hard at work every day, and that's good for all of us.
And if elected, what do you think that you will bring to municipal politics?
Again, the legal background is not insignificant, I hope. Some of the questions, I believe most of the questions that the city deals with at its kind of most basic level is, do we have the power to do that? And if we do have the power, where does that power come from? And what are the parameters for exercising the power? I have no trouble with that. I mean, I certainly understand the distinction between municipal power and provincial power and federal power. And so if I can bring some insight into that for those who don't have the legal background, I'd be certainly happy to do that. I'm also a business owner. I'm a mother. I have a lot of roles I play in a given day, and certainly you bring that with you every day in everything you do.
All right, thanks very much, Lenny. That is Lenny Goodhand vying for a spot on Lloydminster City Council.